Hi guys. Today I am going to make a follow-up video to a very popular video on this channel, which is called 3 Things the Narcissist Does When You Go No Contact. I'm going to link to it right here so you can have a watch if you haven't watched it yet. And in this video, I explore what happens when you go no contact with the narcissist. There are a lot of videos online that talk about what happens when the narcissist is the one to discard you. But what happens if you discard them? What happens if you leave them? We're going to talk more about that in this video. My name is Amy and this is Narcaway. My channel is dedicated to educating, supporting, and encouraging victims and survivors of narcissistic abuse. If you have been to my channel before, welcome back. And if this is your first time here, welcome. So we're gonna call this video 3 More Things the Narcissist Does When You Go No Contact, because there's a lot of different ways they can act. All narcissists are a little bit different, although they're quite similar and they follow a lot of the same paths and patterns. It's not a rule. They're not all going to follow the exact same formula. So some things may apply to your situation and some may not. So one of the very first things that you will find a narcissist does when you leave them, and this actually may begin while you're still in the relationship with them, what they do is what's called a smear campaign. And this is essentially ruining your credibility. This is them playing victim. And if they feel that they are in any way being threatened in the relationship, in the respect that you may be preparing to leave, or maybe you have already left them, then they need to protect their reputation by destroying yours. So this can come in forms of sharing secrets with people that you have confided in the narcissist. This can also be made up blatant lies. Very often, narcissists cry victim and they claim that you are in fact the abuser. And they're very good at manipulating situations by using reactive abuse to illustrate that. So, for example, they can pick a fight with you and antagonize you to the point of reacting by either blowing up, or going silent, or getting angry, or disappearing. And either way, whatever your reaction is, they're going to say, look at what he or she is doing. They're the abuser. Look how they are treating me. They're awful. They're yelling at me. They're ignoring me. But of course, that initial antagonistic act is left out. They also will use gossip against you. And when you're in a partnership with somebody, especially a long-term one, you know, it's natural that you confide in your partner, maybe gossipy type of interactions where you might vent to them about a mutual friend or a friend of yours, and that's kind of natural in human nature. Everybody vents, everybody gets annoyed at times, and when you have someone's trust, sometimes you're going to share that with them on the basis that that's never going to leave your circle. It's never going to be told to somebody else, and it's certainly never going to be used against you. This is a perfect opportunity for the narcissist to share that information with the people that are going to be the most sensitive to it. if you've talked about somebody, your best friend, somebody else's girlfriend or boyfriend, the narcissist will share whatever you have said negatively to paint you in a bad light, to make you look like a gossip, to make you look like you never liked that person, to make you look bad in any way. And it might be truth. It may have been something you have actually said in private, in confidence, or it could be made up. It could be a complete lie. The point is to destroy your reputation and damage your credibility. So that's one thing, the smear campaign. This can begin while you're with the narcissist, and certainly after you leave them, after you discard them, this will definitely happen. And what you need to do in reaction to this behavior is nothing. Absolutely nothing. Do not respond. Do not react, because that is what the narcissist is banking on. They want to trigger you. They want your reaction. So you're going to go ahead and just ignore that. And if you're no contact, true no contact, that should be fairly easy to do, because that information should not be getting back to you via Facebook, Instagram, mutual friends, text messages, etc. Because you're no contact, you're blocked, they're blocked, and that information, let them say what they want to say about you, and it'll fizzle out, it'll dry up in time, but your reaction and your defensiveness to that will not do you any favors in the long run. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, in the three more things that the narcissist does when you go no contact, is they may appear or attempt to appear accountable for their actions. They may all of a sudden show remorse. They may show guilt. They may take all of the steps to show you that they are or will be a changed person. They may go to counseling. They may offer to take anger management classes. They will admit their shortcomings in order to win you back. And this is just a ploy. They are not actually accountable. They do not have real remorse. There is no guilt flowing through those veins, because they don't feel those emotions. This is a manipulation to trick you, to hoover you, to bring you back to them just so they can discard you. Okay, so don't get caught up in this. Do not fall into this trap, because you will just end up on the other side, broken, hurt, angry, duped, and remorseful for letting them break that shell that you have been working so hard at cultivating to keep them out. But they know when you have gone no contact, when you have discarded them, this is their last opportunity to win you back. You have taken a very significant step in ending that relationship for good, and that scares the bejesus out of them. They do not want to lose supply, and you are grade A supply that feeds their ego, that feeds them and fuels them and breathes life into them in some respects. So they panic when they sense that you are actually leaving for good. So they will try every trick in the book to get you back, to not lose the supply. And don't get confused here. Do not think that this means that they love you and that they are actually going to change for your benefit, to make you happy. It has nothing to do with you. It has to do with them getting what they want. They want your supply, and whether that is attention, affection, sex, money, a place to stay, you are offering them something. They are getting something from you and out of you, and when you go no contact, they have lost to that. So what they are doing is digging at the bottom of the barrel to get whatever they have to do to win you back, to get that supply again. So this appearance of being accountable, this seemingly regretful persona all of a sudden that shows up. I promise, baby, I'm gonna change. I promise I'll be better this time. These are lies. Don't believe them. Because if you do, I promise you, you are gonna end up right back here again, watching this video again, going, I should have listened to Amy. She told me that this is gonna happen. So that was number 2. The third thing that might happen, that does happen, that there's a very good chance of happening when you go no contact with the narcissist, is they will marry the next new supply as quickly as possible. So remember a little bit earlier I said they can't be alone and losing you is devastating to them? Well, because of that, and because of you going true no contact and you leaving them for real, actually leaving the relationship, blocking them, they scramble. They are now left without supply, and they need it. They need it to live, or else they will be more miserable, and they risk falling into no man's land of narcissistic hell without supply. They need it. They just need it, and they will find it anywhere. And now that they've had a taste of their supply leaving them, they're a little bit more cautious. They're a little bit more diligent on how to keep their next supply. So what they're going to do is they are going to marry them, and they are going to marry them as quickly as possible. And this is why you see over and over and over again, there are so many stories of people that have left narcissists, and they may have been in relationships for 10, 20, 30 years with somebody, and within a matter of months, they are married to someone else. Soon as that divorce is complete, or soon as they can pull a wedding together, they marry the next new supply. And there's a couple of reasons that this happens. First and foremost, it is to secure the supply. It is to ensure that that new supply they have sourced is not going to leave them like you did, because that actually has traumatized them to some degree. They realize that, yes, people can leave them, and they will leave them. And so in order to trap somebody, if you marry them, it's a lot harder for somebody to leave, because now there's a contractual obligation to be with somebody, and you have to pay a lawyer to get a divorce to leave them. And you better believe the narcissist is going to make your life a living hell when that happens. So they're going to marry you or marry the next supply in order to trap them, to keep that supply nice and close to the fold. The second reason, and believe it or not, this is kind of wild, they actually do it as a jab to you. It's kind of telling you, well, look, this person loves me. This person wants to marry me. I'm okay after all. I'm normal. I'm marryable. I'm likable. I'm lovable. There's nothing wrong with me. Look at you a year after our breakup and you're still single. Because you're healing and you're doing the right thing, and you're figuring out what went wrong, and you're reflecting and you're healing and you're recovering from the trauma that you experienced. Whereas the narcissist is not doing any of that. They are focused again on themselves. By the very definition of the word narcissist, it all comes back to them, and they need to satisfy themselves. And if they can take a little jab at you while doing it, that's just a bonus. And maybe they can get you to react to that, and then that's double supply, because now they've got their new supply who they've just married and who is being love bombed, so they're fawning all over them. But at the same time, if you have an emotional reaction to their new marriage because you're confused and baffled and wondering, how the heck did they get married so fast? How did they fall in love so fast? How does this person not see what I saw? So it's a little bit of a mind F, for lack of a better word. And so you are left possibly with a reaction to that, which you don't want to do, because again, your reaction to that is going to satisfy the narcissist. It's going to give them supply, and they are going to feed off of that. So those are 3 more things that the narcissist does when you go no contact. So I'm going to link again right here, just in case you missed it at the beginning of the video. This is the original video, 3 things the narcissist does when you go no contact. This video is 3 more things the narcissist does when you go no contact. And comment below, let me know your thoughts. Do you agree with my 3 points? Do you have additional points? I love to read your comments. I read them all. I comment on as many as I can, so please comment below. Also, like this video if you did like it, and if you don't already subscribe, please go ahead and subscribe right now. If you guys don't already follow me on Instagram, go ahead and follow me at Narcaway. I post daily, I make memes, I write quotes, sometimes they're humorous. I share a little bit of my daily life with you guys too. And yeah, we've got a great community there, and sometimes if I'm not available to answer your questions, all of the people that follow Narcaway are very, very kind, loving, beautiful people, and they will always offer an ear and a word to support somebody who has questions. So if you post there, I guarantee you somebody is going to answer you. And lastly, guys, one last thing, if you don't already know, I do offer one-on-one support on the phone. So if you want to make a phone call with me, I have a few different packages ranging from 25 minutes to 55 minutes and more. I am happy to customize packages for you so they are affordable, and we can sit down and have a private one-on-one conversation about you and your situation specifically. If you're interested in more information on that, you can email me, narcaway@hotmail.com, or just DM me on Instagram. I check my DMs regularly there too. And I think that's it for today's video. I know it's been a while since I've had one for you, so I'm glad to share this one with you guys today. I love you all so much. I love this community, and thank you very much for being a part of it. See you in the next video.